Hey, me again. I'm so sorry because I thought I just have one daughter, but I'm very talkative. I always talk to myself in the gym. I talk to myself. I stay in the gym. I always do that. Because me stay with my mom, and then as I say that, right? I work in this industry, like IT industry, for like more than 20 years. So my siblings, they are not from IT, and my so-called ex-colleagues, after you resign, they won't contact you. Right? I mean, they're like that, right? Seldom of them become your friends, become friends, really. I mean, after all this year, really seldom of them become friends. Maybe hi bye, and that's all, right? And then there's one thing here. I read a lot of a lot of regarding IT things, right? The post of IT, the AI. For example, like what happened to AI, right? Last year, Google, they fired the employee because of they use AI to replace. Facebook the same, and then Dell. It's all on the news. So I believe that this kind of news that scared a lot of people. Really scared a lot of people. They are like scared, like their job is going to get replaced by AI. But and then some more nowadays they are posting, but you have to understand one thing from the company perspective. Of course, my perspective, because I'm from IT, right? So my perspective for IT is that IT actually is to help to upskill the workforce, but not to replace the workforce. This is what I believe. But in company perspective, they are not. Because there's one thing here, very difficult, because every MNC, like top 500 Fortune company, they have an investor, there are share, and then they need to come up this annual report to show a positive net profit to the investor, to show that the company actually is earning, is like getting revenues, like positive revenues. So the easy way is to cut headcount, right? So that's why that MNC every year they cut headcount, because cut headcount is the more easier part to do. But headcount, right? Headcount is so-called capex, right? Capitals expenses. But actually, there's another way, is to cut the OPEX, operating expenses. But the operating expenses is very difficult to cut, very very difficult. It takes times, But cut headcount easier, just an email out, say bye bye. And then nowadays, I also saw some news that, like Amazon, I'm not sure that's true or not, from Instagram, they're saying that, now their factory worker replaced by robots. And then also, it's come out, Tesla, come out the robot, Optimus, I cannot recall the name of the robot, it can dance. And then it costs you 20 to 30K USD. So I feel okay, it's a good thing actually for the robot things, but put it this way, 20 to 30K in US, it may not be like, may not be, because it's a USD, it may not be expensive, but it's 20 to 30K, it can buy a car. So why, I said, then my first question to this is that, why I need to spend 20 or 30K to buy a robot who like a mate, and then I rather I be the parents, like, to play with the children, and I rather do the housework with my partners or my wife, my kids together, but rather to get a robot. And then there's another question here on the robot. What is the maintenance fees? And then also one thing here, because the robot is it's run by battery. After the battery run out, and then how? And I also read one news that Facebook also planning to come out robot, and I read on the news the robot, right, can only work 4 hours, but you need to charge 4 hours to get 4 hours to work. So it's mean, if let's say this robot, like you charge 4 hours, you run 4 hours, there's one thing you need to think about it, the battery degradations. You mean you charge more, then the battery will become just like using phone, right? The battery life shortens. So, and then how much that you need to pay to change the battery. And then also, after you change the battery will become e-waste or not. So the robot, I do not say it's not good, but think about it. Now we are talking about climate change, global warming, e-waste, rubbish, and then everything thrown into the oceans. You know, right? On the news already, the whale killed by plastic, turtle, fish, everything, deep sea, and then there's a report there, they find rubbish on deep sea. So you see how terrible is it now? And then, yeah, so think about it. Do we really need all this? It's up to you, right? I mean, if you're rich enough that you're willing to spend 20 to 30K to get a robot, of course you can do it. But what if the robot come out in new versions? Are you going to spend another 20, 30K to get a new version of robot? Oh, another one. Now there are a lot of adults, after they go to work, they decide not to marry. Why? Because now you know, right? Because the property, everything, like the living expenses getting higher and higher. They barely survive with their salary. So they choose not to marry. Is it possible one day human married to a robot? And then human married to robot, it means you cannot get kids anymore. Really possible to cause to human extinctions? This is another question that we need to think about it. Am I right? So yeah, it's not that I do not like. Yeah, I know robot can help, but you know, right? If the kids, you know, when the kid grow up with robot, they already see robot like a human or whatever, you know, right? Then any possibility that human will marry robot at the future,